I want to talk to Jamie first, calling in from the UK. Jamie, you are live on Truth Wanted. What's up?
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Doing good, Jamie. How are you doing?
I'm a little drunk because I'm in England. It's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, and we all get drunk over this way.
Oh, okay. Well, this is
Fair
the
enough.
best time to call into a call-in show for sure. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I wanted to call about something I always knew as a child. Is lines in the sky, and I'm not talking about chemtrails or contrails or vapor trails. I've always noticed as a child these dark lines against the blue sky, which were always there. I never took any notice of them until a point in school. I was about 10 years old when the teacher in the class asked, "How do birds navigate their way south for winter?" And I just suggested it was they follow the lines in the sky. And all these confused looks just stared at me, and I had to sink into my seat and realize nobody else seemed to know what I was talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Lines in the sky? Like you're not talking about lines of clouds or lines of contrails. What do you mean by lines in the sky?
There's some dark. So there's a phenomenon that happens where there are some dark lines that can be seen in the sky, and they basically look like they stretch. From your perspective, they stretch on almost forever. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to be honest. What's really happening there? That is, from what I understand, that is a product of the sun basically casting its light onto a series of clouds, and then you effectively seeing refracted shadows in the sky. Like that's functionally what it is. I actually have a picture of what it looks like pulled up right here on my other monitor.
Oh shit. Okay, I don't know if you can get that on the screen. I guess that'd be cool. But yeah, I'm not sure if I've heard of this phenomenon unless okay, I'm looking it up now. Yeah, okay, so that's like as the sun is setting in the sky, you can see like black darkish lines in between brighter ones. Okay, yeah, okay, I see that. Yeah, that seems like that'd be a natural phenomenon to me. I don't know what's nothing supernatural there if that's what you were getting at.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's anything supernatural. Only later, this last few years, I found out that some scientists are saying certain birds are navigating not just by lakes and landmarks, but actually following magnetic fields. And I was wondering if what I was actually seeing is the magnetic fields.
No, so what you're seeing are and yes, Tesla Ranger, I believe what they're talking about is crepuscular rays. They are not; those are not magnetic fields. There are magnetic fields, and yes, birds can see Earth's magnetic fields, and we do know how that's possible. You're right that a lot of the evidence for this has come up in very recent years, but they have a sense called magnet. I have this pulled up and I'm trying to pronounce it, but it looks very weird to me. Magnetoperception or magnetoreception. There we go. Magnetoreception. I had to get my X-Men brain turned on for a second there. But, they have an ability to orient themselves to magnetic fields, and it's an evolutionary thing that they have. But what you're seeing in the sky are not magnetic fields. What you're seeing in the sky is a product of what the sun is doing with our clouds and with our atmosphere. It is a unique phenomenon, yes, but it is a different phenomenon to the electromagnetic fields that birds are utilizing.
Okay, but when I can see them when other people can't.
So there are some things that we know how light functions. When it comes to colors, when it comes to light, these are not things that you are actually seeing as they truly are. If I look at a color green and Dan looks at a color green, the greens we see are different because we're not actually seeing the color green. The color green does not exist. We are seeing our brain's interpretation of those light wavelengths. We're seeing that reflection, and that's what gives our brain the idea that, oh, that's what green looks like. If just like how when you, for instance, see starbursts with light, but other people don't see starbursts with light because they don't have, I believe it's a astigmatism in the eye. In being able to see certain things or not seeing things that other people see, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a unique ability to see magnetic fields. That's just basically how our brains interpret light. For instance, when outside of the photographs, I have not seen those dark lines myself, or at least at the very least, I have not looked up and tried my dangest to perceive them. Now that I know they're a thing, I will probably be doing everything in my power when there is a sunset to take a look up there and do so. But the fact that other people can't see it, at the end of the day, it gives you a unique anecdote about yourself, but it doesn't, I would say it doesn't have any more meaning past that.
Mm-hmm. And I actually saw these the other day driving home. So I now know what you're talking about now that I'm seeing these pictures here. So yeah, light can be definitely finicky too when it comes to your point of view and how that works too. So like I've got some lights on my face right now with the wall behind me. If we even move the camera just slightly, it's going to affect the way that the light is bouncing off my face and into the camera. So yeah, I think we just solved this one. I think the case has been cracked. I don't know. Is there anything else we can add about this, Jamie? Because I think we just got science.
Firstly, time of day is irrelevant. I can see it any time of day, morning, noon, night. The lines are like a crisscross, like a map across the sky. They move slightly. They do change slightly, but they're not fixed. But I could recognize a place on Earth simply by looking at the sky if I've been there before.
So
well,
being able to see
go
them
ahead.
Being able to see them at any time of day, that one I wouldn't know about. And at the same time, the only I have to take your word on it. I can't go in and pop your eyeballs out of your head, put them into my head, and go, okay, I can see what you're seeing now. That I don't know, because when it comes to seeing black lines in the sky, when it comes to seeing black streaks, for the most part, we do know what those are. Being able to tell where you are based on black lines in the sky, that sounds like another thing that we've done before, which is figuring out locations based on stars and other things that we happen to see in the sky. It sounds similar to that, but not quite the exact same thing. So I don't know how best I could explain that. I might need a little bit more time to sit down and research and have a little more time to understand exactly what is being experienced there, because I can't step in your shoes and experience it.
Yeah, and I'm glad Suris is on the show tonight, because if you started that conversation with me, I'm not even sure where we would have gone with that. But to be honest with you, but yeah, I the only thing I could say is maybe I don't know when the last time you went to the eye doctor was, but maybe that would help too. I mean, like Suris said, we can't see through your eyes, so I don't know what you're seeing. But
no, that's true. I think I could actually demonstrate in a scientific way what I'm seeing, but it'd be very expensive and complicated. So I think it's way past that.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Jamie, I appreciate you calling in. I hope we were able to give you some answers to your questions. Keep on watching the skies, but don't look into the sun. I hear that's bad for you.
That one can be detrimental.
That one can be detrimental. Eclipses too, despite what previous presidents might have done. You should not be doing that. But hey, that's just our advice here.